What up, everybody? What up, everybody? Let me get to the spot. Hey, ho, everybody. This is Plan Your Greatness, and I am the not so real Professor Hamilton. Let's get right into it. This is called Motivation of a Prison Leader. Now, I'm getting a lot of feedback. People are asking me to do my take on different things: leadership, courage, desire. Now, we're going to talk about motivation right now. All right, and I'm talking specifically about when I was locked up and how that kind of compares to leadership on the streets. First and foremost is I believe a leader is a leader wherever they go. I don't care what situation you put them in. At some point in time, they are going to become the leader. But it's not that they try to be the leader. They just are the leader. Okay? Because there's an old saying that says, what you want wants you. And I'm going to get to this, but I'm going to get back to it. When I went in prison, I looked for leadership opportunities. And so subconsciously, I'll say, I looked for them subconsciously. And so since my energy was looking for leadership opportunities, the subconscious energy was looking for me. All right, now let's understand. Like I said, leaders are leaders wherever they go. Now, before I went to prison, there were a few things that had already demonstrated that I was a leader. And in the writing of my book, I talked to my brother, my siblings. I talked to other people, and I believe I talked to my mother. And she reminded me that when I was a child, I would get up in the mornings during the summer, grab all my baseball equipment, and go throughout the neighborhood, and I was knocking on all my friends' doors to get a game, because I knew I needed about 8 people, including myself, to have a good competitive game. So that was just clearly showing leadership, because I was being a salesman. I was, come on, man. No, it's great. No, you don't want to go do that. Come on over here and let's play ball. And I would most of the time convince my friends all to play. There was another instance where, and if you've grown up in rural areas, I'm not just saying it was black areas, but in my area, it was an all black neighborhood. And one of the rules that my mom had, because there were so many of us, it was like, when you get out of this house, don't you come back in here unless you are using the bathroom or getting a drink of water. But there's no coming in here, sitting on the couch, sitting on your butt, just move, get out of this house. So one particular day, my mom caught me in the house and sent me over to cut this lady's lawn. Oh my goodness, hated cutting grass, and itching and all the other stuff. But what happened is that lady paid me. I'm not sure if my mom knew that the lady was going to pay me, but also at that time in those neighborhoods, you shared stuff. You shared lawnmowers, you shared tools. Everything was just a community property. So, hey, you got a lawnmower? Hey, bring your son up. So we shared kids too. So I cut the lady's lawn. She paid me, and then on the way home, I got 2 or 3 other clients, and I got her as a follow-up. I set a date to cut her grass. So I was very, and I had this entrepreneurial spirit, which is part of a leader. But my mom also noticed that the bad kids were following me, and I had beat up the bully. And so now I had all these other kids follow me, and my mom was like, no. But what I'm getting at is that there was leadership opportunities, and it was just almost innate in me to be a leader before I went to prison. And that's not even counting in middle school, in junior high, in high school, and college, and in professional baseball. At the little league level, I pitched the championship game. At the high school level, I won 2 conference championships and pitched one of the championship games. In college, I pitched the championship game where we went to the College World Series, Junior College World Series. And at professional baseball, if you see my other videos, I actually pitched in the championship game to lead my team to a league title. So I had things that put me in situations, and because I became successful in those situations, leadership was it was easy for me. So now, when I got to prison, here's what changed. I absolutely had no desire to be a leader while I was in prison. I wasn't even thinking. I said, I'm not doing anything to move myself into a place of leadership. I had no desire. And the main thing is, I didn't feel I belonged there. However, as I said before, you are a leader wherever you go. What wants you, you want it, or what you want wants you. So I began to, again, subconsciously start looking for leadership opportunities. And one of them was where I got on the rec field and I started running the recreation department. The other one was how I carried myself. I was very quiet. I stayed in my cell, but a lot of individuals saw that. They saw me reading a lot. They heard me talking. I was very articulate for somebody who was in prison. So I began to help. I helped some of the inmates with some of their legal stuff. The other thing is I was given the nickname teacher because at the time I was student teaching and observing, wondering if I was going to be a teacher. I knew I wanted to be a coach, but I didn't know if I wanted to fully go into teaching. But I took some classes which allowed me to do on-site observation so that when I got in prison, they asked me, well, what you doing up in here? I said, well, I was working at a high school, so there came the name teacher. But again, there were just these opportunities in these moments where I wasn't looking for them, but they found me because I was always giving off this energy of that I was a leader all the time. The way that I treated people, I had positive conversations. People would come to me with for advice or just to bounce something off of me, and it just snowballed. So I'm saying this again: motivation of a prison leader. If you are a leader, there are classes and things that you can take that actually give you some of the attributes of a leader. So as you could probably hear me saying is that I believe leaders are born. Now, not all born leaders get themselves in situations where they can actually express the skills of a leader. You know, they may be in suppressed environments. I'll give you an example. I played professional baseball for 9 years, and that whole odyssey of playing sports was about 20 years. Now that I've gotten out of baseball, I never went back. Why? Because it was never my first love. Most people think that because I played baseball at such a high level, that was my game. No, my game was basketball. I love basketball, and I still like basketball, even just shooting around playing it or watching it more so than baseball. But I became a better baseball player because of things that happened that pushed me in that direction. Also, I'm saying that there were leadership skills that were suppressed because of sports. Now that I'm out of the game of baseball, it is obvious that I am a leader and I move in a leadership way, and all those things are starting to come about. Now, this is something else that I know of when you are a leader and you are trying to lead men. There's 3 things that I believe that all leaders must possess, and they must convey this to their team to show leadership. One is support. You must show that whatever somebody, and I'll use sports as an example. If a person has difficulty shooting and I'm the point guard, the leader, then I'm not going to put them in situations where they have to shoot like an outside shot. I'm going to look for them as they are cutting to the basket, that they're on the move, they're on the break, because then what it is I'm supporting them in their areas. But then what also I do is I encourage them. That's number 2. I encourage them that, hey, I see you moving around. I'm getting you in good spots. But you know what? I encourage you to work on your jump shot because that's going to make you a better player. And then number 3 is to challenge them. I support them on what their skill set is, what they can do best. Then I encourage them to get better by working on their jump shot. Then I challenge them. I dare them to get better. And that's what leaders do. They support, they encourage, and they challenge. And like I said before, when you're a leader, you're going to be a leader in any situation. So any situation you find yourself in, those are the things you're going to look to do. If you want, because you can do more things with other people than you can do by yourself. So you're going to support your team, you're going to encourage them, but then you're going to challenge them. Because just like they say, if you're a hammer, what are you going to be looking for? You're going to be looking for nails. But if you're a leader, what are you going to be looking for? You're going to be looking for leadership opportunities and people to lead. And when you do that, when you recognize that, you are absolutely planning your greatness. All right, this is Plan Your Greatness, and I will say this again. Plan your greatness. You know why? Because no one else will. I'll see y'all next time.